What's up, everybody? Welcome to ReTek News Show number 3. I'm your host, Alex, and with me today is Chimp Flipper freaking Jr.
You can call me Donavan.
Donovan Miller.
I don't care if the internet knows my name.
All right. Well, thank you for joining me tonight, Donovan.
Yeah, no
I know
problem.
it was kind of a last-minute shindig thing.
That's all right.
But I appreciate you hanging out, coming by and doing the show.
I don't have anything going on.
Nothing at all going on? What have you been playing lately?
WoW.
Wow.
That's pretty much it.
WoW Classic or no?
No, I was playing that for a hot minute, but now getting my alt geared up for no real reason, just because.
Because you're like, wow.
Yeah.
You're a WoW fanatic.
I got 4 allied races unlocked. I got to level up now, so.
New races?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's way too much work for.
Okay, Mr. Platinum all the guns in Call of Duty.
I haven't platinumed all of them. All right, I've only platinumed the ARs, the pistols, almost the submachine.
Okay. Get on it.
Almost platinumed the sniper rifles.
We're in season 2 already. What are you doing?
I know. I've seen people with the freaking Damascus steel camo already, which means they platinumed.
I would just pay money for that if I could.
It means these dudes have platinumed every single, including the riot shield knife.
And the rockets?
And the rockets. And the game's been out for 3 months. Fucking insane. And I saw this starting like a month ago. A month ago I started seeing the Damascus steel camo. It means these dudes are putting in at least 48 fucking hours.
Hey man, sometimes that's all you got to do.
You haven't been playing anything else? It's just WoW?
That Call of Duty. I fired up The Witcher again last night. Figured I'd give that another shot. When it came out, I wasn't too hot on it. I just didn't find Geralt particularly interesting. However, I don't know, with the Netflix show and everything, it's in the zeitgeist again, so figured I'd fire it up. And I only played like for 40 minutes.
So have you watched the TV show? Is that what made you get into it?
We watched, I think, 3 episodes. 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's what made you want to get back into is watching the TV show?
I think I like Henry Cavill better as The Witcher than whoever did the voice in the game, though.
We know there's a mod to put Henry Cavill in the game. It doesn't change the voice, but you can.
It's not necessarily the look. I just want his voice.
It may or may not.
I don't know how they would do that.
But there's definitely a mod to put Henry Cavill in the game. All right. Well, to start off, we got some announcements. We are officially partnered with Nerd or Die, which is a premium streaming. They basically make overlays and stuff for streams.
Like the one you're watching right now.
Like the one you're watching right now. They actually did not make this overlay. But
we won't tell.
But they do have overlays. Using code ReTek on nerderdie.com will give you 20% off. And they are running constant promotions. So be aware of that. We also launched a new merch store.
Ooh, swag.
ReTekReviews.com/merch. We have t-shirts, we got hoodies, we got mouse pad, and we also have coffee mugs.
Where are we on the pop socket front?
So I actually just got an email 2 days ago saying I could add new items.
Ooh.
I don't know what those items are, but
pop sockets.
We may be able to make a pop socket.
Everybody needs pop sockets.
Are you gonna buy?
I don't have one yet, but I would buy one.
You want a pop socket?
I do want a pop socket.
We'll make a pop socket with our logo on the back.
Sweet.
Soon, if that's a possibility. But we'll figure that out. I'll have to dig into their website. Yeah, ReTekReviews.com/merch to get your ReTek Reviews merchandise. We are also partnered with Green Man Gaming.
Very good. So I frequent their storefront regularly.
Yep, and now with code ReTek, you can actually get more money off your already cheaper games.
Don't you want to save money?
More money off your already cheaper games. And we make money off it, which supports the channel. All that good stuff. Hey, money's money. You know?
Money.
All right, so let's get into some of the news we have today. Donovan, we have 5 stories we're going to go over today.
Ew.
Have you seen the new Sonic movie yet?
I have seen it.
You have seen it.
I saw it last Sunday.
You have seen it. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. What did you think?
I liked it. It was fine. I think going in with, limited expectations helped a lot, but it was a good video game movie.
I agree.
It was entertaining.
I went in with very low expectations because every other video game movie that's ever been released, except for maybe Mortal Kombat, was a complete disaster.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Mortal Kombat Annihilation. I don't know if I've seen that one.
It's a really bad movie.
I'm talking about the original Mortal Kombat movie.
You'd watch Annihilation.
Okay. All right, I'll have to. Is it on Hulu, Netflix? No.
It's probably somewhere you can find it.
Well,
YouTube at least.
I'll have to check that out then, because I haven't seen the. I just saw the first one. And I was pleasantly surprised by that one. This movie.
You just recently saw the first Mortal Kombat?
No, I saw it years ago.
Okay.
But I went in with low expectations because of the Warcraft movie,
and
all the other video game movies that have been terrible or less than underwhelming or less than overwhelming.
That's true. There hasn't been a amazing video game movie yet that I can recall. They've all been fine at best.
Yeah. I mean, nothing fantastic. So I went into Sonic with low expectations, and I walked out extremely surprised. Even my wife, who doesn't even like video games all that much, showed up and enjoyed the movie.
Good. They accomplished their goal then.
Absolutely. They definitely, I think they are working on bringing Sonic back to the mainstream media.
Because Sonic has not been relevant, I think, since probably 1980s. Maybe 90s.
This thing originally released.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's interesting.
Some people would say otherwise, but in my opinion,
Sonic really has not been relevant in a long time. I guarantee you most gamers nowadays have never played Sonic.
I was actually wondering that very thing when we were sitting there. There are a lot of kids there. And I was genuinely wondering how many of them knew who Sonic was.
Very few. It was the parents that dragged them there. So, Sonic has actually beaten out Detective Pikachu for the highest grossing video game adaptation of a movie
for opening weekend.
An opening weekend at $57 million just in North America.
A lot of money.
So this story comes from GameIndustry.biz and Hayden Taylor over there at Game Industry. The former record holder Detective Pikachu pulled in $54.3 million in its opening weekend in North America. Overseas, Sonic grossed $43 million from 40 markets, placing its total weekend revenue at $100 million, which is still $61 million behind Detective Pikachu throughout the entire world. However, it pulled in $57 million in North America. So it pulled in a little less than $3 million more than Detective Pikachu, which was another very popular video game adaptation.
Yeah, which that actually surprised me that it did. Because, I would say Pokemon, especially Pikachu, is far more popular in everywhere than Sonic is. And I'm wondering how much of that has to do with the publicity and controversy surrounding the film, when they released. Well, I thought was, I don't know, it wasn't great, but
it's funny that you say that because I was literally about to ask you, do you think the whole having to remake how Sonic looked helped?
I'm sure it did. I'm sure that it probably, people weren't happy with that original design, and when they finally changed it, they even if they were already going to go see it, they were definitely going to go see it now just to, back up their anger.
Oh, I agree. Yeah, I think that publicity definitely helped. Like they say, what's the saying? Bad publicity or any publicity
is good publicity.
Any publicity is good publicity. So, according to the Hollywood Reporter, Sonic the Hedgehog is expected to gross $68 million total over the weekend. Oh.
Over last week.
Expected to. But anyway, over the long week. Oh, including Monday, which was a weekend. So,
yes.
It's expected to gross $68 million. I wonder if it actually makes it. But regardless, I am pleasantly surprised with the movie. I think it's probably I think it probably is the best video game adaptation I've ever seen.
I personally enjoyed Detective Pikachu a bit more, just because there was kind of more to that, I think, in terms of bringing. Because, I mean, with the Sonic movie, like, they didn't really bring anything from the games to the film other than Sonic, pretty much.
Yeah.
Whereas, Detective Pikachu, you had, I don't know how many Pokemon running around. So I think it has that going for it. But
How did you
regardless,
like Jim Carrey as Dr. Robotnik?
I thought he was I think he carried that movie.
Yeah, I think he played that character extremely well, especially at the end with the mustache.
Yes. I'll be curious to see. I mean, I think it goes without saying that they are going to do a sequel. So I'll be curious to see what they do with that down the line.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I guess Knuckles will have to come in there at some point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how deep into the well of Sonic characters they're going to go. Like, are we going to get a Shadow the Hedgehog, the angsty teenage hedgehog with the guns and motorcycles?
Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Part 2.
What?
There was a game, Sonic the Hedgehog 3 Part 2, because there's different parts to it. Yeah.
Oh, I just remember Shadow the Hedgehog.
I hope they don't follow the numbering convention of games.
There's no numbering convention as far as I'm concerned.
But yeah, so impressive that it beat out Detective Pikachu, but still got a long ways to go.
So I would also actually be curious if it would have done. So if somehow they hadn't either shown the final character design, which I don't know how they would have gotten away with that, but if they did, or if, they didn't go ahead and change the design, or there wasn't as much of an uproar around the original character design, if the movie would have done as well. Because when you think about it, I mean, the plots of the movie would have happened regardless of what the character looked like, which, in my opinion, that's like what I enjoyed about it, like the actual plot. Like, character design was kind of second hand to that, so I'm wondering how well it would have performed.
I think if they didn't reveal the new character design, it would have done a lot worse. I think if they would have not changed it, it would have done a lot worse.
Possibly.
But I could see people, going to see it just to see how they redesigned it.
Sure.
So I could see it either way, but I guess we'll never know. But it's got $61 million to make up to catch up to Detective Pikachu throughout the world. Do you think it'll do it?
Maybe. I don't know. We'll see how it performs this weekend. See if the initial wave, if it's just kind of a flash in the pan, or if the hype carries on.
Yeah, I mean, $57 million in 1 weekend's not bad. So yeah. I mean, and they only need $61 million to catch.
There's also not a whole lot out right now. So.
No, you're right. Yeah, there's not that much.
And I don't remember the names of them, but there are a couple like kids-oriented movies I know that are going to be coming out in the next week or two. So
another interesting thing from this article, it says critics were largely unimpressed by the film and divided on Jim Carrey's turn as evil genius Dr. Robotnik, but The Blue Blur was a hit with cinema goers receiving a 95% audience review score on Rotten Tomatoes.
That checks out.
So it's pretty much the exact same thing as all the Star Wars movies.
Rotten Tomatoes. Pretty much all the movies.
The critics hate it, but the viewers love it.
That seems to be. I don't put too much stock in Rotten Tomatoes.
No, I think that they've definitely lost some of their...
Because that seems to be every movie. Audience love it, critics hate it.
Right. I think if it's not edgy, Rotten Tomatoes hasn't liked it lately. All right, so number 2, PlayStation is backing out of events. This comes from Gamasutra.com. There's actually 2 parts to this. One, not here. Game Industry Biz is the other one. So, PlayStation has backed out of PAX East due to the coronavirus concerns.
And announced today, I believe, GDC as well.
Right. I was gonna get to that next. Yeah. So they backed out of PAX East, which is this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Or
In
next
Boston?
weekend. Next weekend, correct. Sony Interactive Entertainment has made the call to back out of PAX East, pulling both PlayStation's own presence and SIE-owned studios like Naughty Dog from the show a week before the events start. So, according to their blog post, which is over here at PlayStation.blog, this is going to be the first time that gamers actually got hands-on with The Last of Us 2.
Mm-hmm.
As well as the Final Fantasy VII Remake.
It might have been playable at E3 last year.
Not for viewers, not for gamers. Okay. For critics, yes.
No. Last year was the first year they weren't at E3 at all.
Right, they had their pack. They had their PlayStation
they had their
event.
State of Play.
So the official statement from Sony Interactive Entertainment says, Sony Interactive Entertainment made the decision to cancel its participation at PAX East in Boston this year due to increasing concerns related to the COVID-19, also known as the novel coronavirus. I've never heard it called novel coronavirus.
That's fairly new.
We felt this was the safest option as the situation is changing daily. We are disappointed to cancel our participation in this event, but the health and safety of our global workforce is our highest concern. So they've pulled out of PAX, and then today it was announced that they pulled out of GDC, which I don't think is as big of a deal as PAX.
Well, it depends on when GDC is.
It's in March, like March, the first or second week of March.
Yeah, March 16th through the 20th. So normally I would say that yes, pulling out of GDC isn't as big a deal, except for I know Microsoft. I want to say they unveiled the Xbox One. No, that wasn't a GDC.
They unveiled the Xbox One at E3.
Yeah.
Or no, they had their own thing at E3.
Yeah. Okay. So
you're a little late, Alexa. Alexa's
hey,
up here
guess
telling
what?
me
The stream started in 30 minutes, people. So normally, I would say that that's not a big deal, except for the fact that we haven't really heard much about the PlayStation 4 or 5 announcement, and people have been wondering kind of when they're gonna officially unveil that thing, and it seems like GDC could possibly have been a place to do that, if not E3.
Yeah, I was thinking either PAX or their own event. Because I think
that's true. Because but who knows when their own event will be? Because obviously they're not going to be at E3 again this year.
What do you think they're going to hold their own event at E3?
Kind of like how Microsoft and EA do, kind of off. I don't know.
They haven't said anything, but I'm expecting them to do that.
Yeah, in any other year, I would say no. Just because, last year and all throughout 2019, they had their state of plays about every 3 months or so. But I think it's kind of hard to do a hardware unveil with something like that. So I don't know. Yeah.
So I think PAX is the bigger thing because of all the games that are going to be playable.
Yes.
Versus the ones that were going to be playable at G. I mean, looking at this list, Doom Eternal, which comes out next month, so that's not that big of a deal. But The Last of Us Part 2, MLB The Show, which we've hardly heard anything about, and that comes out next month. Neo 2, Persona 5 Royale, Predator Hunting Grounds, which is another.
Well, I mean, a lot of those games are coming out within a month.
Right, which is, this will be the first time we've seen much about these games. Now we're going to be pushed back.
Yeah.
So I think that hurts their bottom line more than backing out of GDC. We don't really know what they're going to announce, so it could have been GDC is the bigger. But either way, they're pulling out because of the coronavirus. Either way, big companies pulling out of these events is not good for the. At least not for the
yes.
events.
E3 has kind of been, in a shaky position for a number of years now.
What do you mean? They just leak your personal information to the whole world.
Fine. Which there's a whole another thing around E3 that we could get into. But yeah, it's clear that E3 is not as relevant as it once was.
No, I think PAX is actually taking over.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, PAX has become for a long time it's been a event for consumers, and E3 started out as that, went industry focused, and now is trying to pivot back to consumer facing, which they don't know how to do that.
The industry doesn't want that because the industry's fighting back, saying they're not going to be doing all this stuff events. So
right,
backing out of the little events that they're already going to is not a good thing for the industry.
I mean, I think it's fine for the companies themselves, but if you're someone who wants to, get your hands on games before they come out, that is going to be harder.
That's what I mean. I mean, it's bad for the consumer.
Sure.
And it's not. It's bad for the consumer that people are going to be paying money to go to these events, either PAX East or PAX West, and these companies are pulling out. I understand why they're pulling out, but
yeah, I mean this is kind of a unique situation.
Right.
I wouldn't expect this to be routine. The question now, though, is what do companies that are still going to PAX do now? Because, I mean, I feel like they have to say something, because Sony, I think, has kind of put them in a weird position now where if they don't see anything, they could potentially be seen as not caring as much. And I think, the organizers of PAX actually came out and commended Sony for pulling out. So yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I think this has unforeseen ramifications too, because all the developers that were planning on going are not going to be going now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the
Sony first party, like Naughty Dog, SEO.
Yeah.
I
mean, all those, and then all the third party developers who were basically getting their game out there on the PlayStation system or at the PlayStation booth are not going to be able to get their game out
there. Yeah.
So I think there's unforeseen ramifications, but I understand it. I commend Sony for taking their employees because, in a day and age like this,
sure,
a lot of companies don't take that hit to protect their employees.
Yeah.
I commend Sony for that. Just is unfortunate for the industry.
We'll see what happens in the next week or so.
Yes. I mean, hopefully soon there's an announcement of a PlayStation event, maybe a stream or something.
Yeah.
So number 3, this is a good one. Google Stadia.
Oh boy.
Has finally announced support for non-pixel devices.
It's awesome. I can not play games on another phone.
Well, I like this, but Google Stadia has been a complete mess since it was launched.
And I will be the first one to say that I was fully on board with Stadia when they first announced it. I had high hopes for this thing. If it, I definitely qualified my statements by saying if it lives up to what they say it's going to be, it could be great. And so far, it has not done that.
Oh, Google Stadia is now supported on 19 non-Google Pixel devices. So previously, in case you guys didn't know, it was only available on Pixel phones from Google. However, now as of actually yesterday, because it was released a day early, I saw their Twitter post late last night. It's now available on Samsung Galaxy phones, including the S10, Note 10, the soon-to-be-released S20s, as well as the Razer phones and the Asus ROG game. So it's come to a wide variety of Android devices. It's not available for iPhones yet, is it?
I don't believe.
So it's just Android phones.
I mean, the Chromecasts are, I believe, Android based. So
right,
it would make sense that.
Yeah. So.
Actually, no, it does work on iPhones and iPads.
So finally, Android.
So you can pretty much play it anywhere at this point.
Finally, Android's getting in the game, regardless of whether Stadia can actually handle the bandwidth and performance that they had preached. But
I mean, it's not so much the performance; just there's nothing to play. I mean, most of the things on there either people already have and have had for almost a year now, or there are things that are announced that are coming that can't play yet anyway.
I did see a little bit while ago they announced a bunch of developers they'd purchased.
Mm-hmm.
But when you release games for Google Stadia that are more expensive than their normal versions on other systems like Darksiders, you're not going to go well. It's not going to go well for you. And when you already are having issues with your user base being pissed off at you because you need a Pixel device just to activate your Google Stadia device, and then you can't even play it on anything but the Pixel devices.
Yeah.
Their business model is not working out well for them right now.
And I mean, I think that's also worsened with NVIDIA now having just
GeForce
come out.
Now.
I think they officially launched that last week.
Yep.
Having their own streaming service, which uses your existing library. So there's really, you don't have to buy anything other than the subscription service, which I think is only like $5 now a month.
Right. And but GeForce Now has its own, especially with Activision.
Yes. Earlier this week, Activision pulled their games from Stadia, so Call of Duty being the big one, people can't play on there, which they said it was due to, I think the terms were contractual confusion. So they could potentially come back once that gets sorted out. But
so far, the only streaming service that hasn't had any issues is Xbox, xCloud.
Yeah.
And have you tried that yet?
I tried it a little bit on my phone, and it
fantastic.
Seems fine.
Other than the fact that playing on a small screen is not great for long.
It's not the way I would choose to play a game, but I don't know, if I was in a pinch in a hotel.
I mean, I was playing Madden on my phone.
Yeah, the first game it didn't help that the first game I tried was Soul Calibur.
Oh yeah,
fighting games are obviously. I mean, that was kind of what I wanted to see. Is that is, in my opinion, the best test of any streaming service
because it's fast paced.
Yeah, so and I wouldn't want to play online with that, but I don't know.
But it was fine single player, right?
Yeah, no, it was perfectly acceptable.
I mean, Madden played great on the phone.
Yeah.
I played a little bit of Gears 5.
Mm-hmm.
It was fine, but it's definitely the best of the 3 streaming services right now, as far as I'm concerned.
Oh, absolutely. I think Xbox or Microsoft is in a good position all around. I think,
especially with their ability to straight from the consoles.
Mm-hmm.
So number 4, Halo Infinite Esports has been announced. And this comes from the official Halo Waypoint blog. So this is kind of a weird one for me. We'll just go over real quick. They're partnering with Esports Engine to basically build the Halo Esports because it's fallen behind games like Call of Duty, CSGO, League of Legends, all those other esports games because, well, they haven't really had a
I was going to say they haven't had a game in a while.
So they're partnering with Esports Engine to build up their ecosystem, but they haven't even announced or shown anything.
We don't know what Halo Infinite is right now at this point.
This is a strange announcement to me and a strange time to do that. I don't get it. I don't get why they would do this before even releasing gameplay footage or multiplayer footage.
So when Halo Infinite was first announced, it was a very weird thing because, again, it was this random. There hadn't been a Halo game in 3 years or so.
Right.
And Halo Infinite is a weird name. Now with this news, I'm going to posit this idea. What if this Halo Infinite is a multiplayer platform for Halo and isn't a Halo that, when you normally think of Halo?
What do you mean a multiplayer platform?
Like purely multiplayer focused, like all kinds of different game modes, and a platform that they just continuously update And basically, this is your multiplayer Halo.
So game as a service.
Basically, yes.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I was thinking when I heard the name Infinite.
Yeah, and initially it didn't occur to me, but along with this and then also the title, if that is in fact the final title.
My first thought when I heard Infinite was a games as a service.
Yeah.
Then with this, I'm thinking they're going to try to stretch it out like CS:GO length of playing time.
Yeah.
Which is not a bad thing. It's just a weird time to announce this, I think. I think that they should have at least...
Especially before they have anything that is definitely a single-player traditional Halo game, which I think is what a lot of people are wanting.
I mean, if they're going to release a Halo game that is going to be... The multiplayer is going to be as unpopular as Halo 4 or 5, this isn't going to work out.
I haven't played multiplayer Halo since, I think, 3.
I don't personally dislike them, but Halo 4 and 5, the way they changed it was extremely unpopular with the player base.
I mean, that was partly because I'm sure they tried to make it more like Call of Duty because that was the hot thing.
They made it more fast paced.
So what do you think a multiplayer Halo looks like now with games like Overwatch and Siege and CS and all these multiplayer games that are out now? I mean, will it have a battle royale mode?
Oh God,
probably.
I hope not. I don't know what it would look like.
I mean, I think they would be silly not to put one in there at this point.
The only thing I can picture is Halo 5 with better graphics. I don't know what they could possibly go for. They're not going to go back to the no sprinting, no jetpacks, no assassination kills like Halo 3.
I mean, it worked for Call of Duty.
I mean, Call of Duty is still fast paced, though. I'm talking about like the pacing of Halo 3. They're not going to go back to that, which is the most popular back in the day. This, I can only see them doing something along the lines of Halo 5. But without seeing the game, I just think it's extremely weird for them to go and announce.
The timing is off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just extremely strange to me, and I find it hard to be excited about this because Halo 5, it's not going to be a long-lasting, because it was so much like other first-person shooters, minus the armor, which is like Apex Legends. So I don't see this being a lasting multiplayer experience unless you're a hardcore Halo fan.
Sure.
Which is not the majority of esports fans or players.
Nope, absolutely not.
So this is a strange one to me. There is a video here I wanted to take a quick peek at. Link real quick and pull it up, because it is a developer.
Hey everyone, Tasha here with an update on the Halo Infinite Esports program. You know, we've been putting this program together for the last 2 years now, and we truly believe it'll be the biggest and best program that Halo's ever had. It's taken months and months and months of effort from everyone here, but you know, we can't do it alone. And so we're looking for a global management partner, and we've been scouring the earth to find someone who is passionate about Halo, passionate about the Halo community, and someone who will help us kind of lock in all the format and the ecosystem design, and also help us execute all the events at a super high quality bar. So, you know, where we're at today, not entirely sure, but we are excited for the future.
And when was that posted?
Don't worry, we got this.
I was going to say.
Maybe. Halo 1 CE, but really
They basically talk about what they want to do with Halo. But they don't talk about Halo at all. The actual gameplay.
Well, I mean, I would assume that will be coming in 4 months or so in June. I mean, they have to show that game at E3. They have to. If they don't, that game's not coming out this year.
Now, do you think that going the multiplayer route with the next Halo is going to hurt it?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I do too. Okay.
I mean, if they do not, I mean, people like Master Chief has been the poster boy for Microsoft since 2001, when the first Xbox came out, and people are heavily invested in that story, in that character. So if they don't do anything more with that, I don't think that will go well for them.
Well, I think it'll have a story. I just don't think it'll be very long or in depth or any DLC afterwards. I think after the main story, it's just gonna be. So I can't get excited about this until I see some gameplay.
Well, we'll see in June.
I mean, I'm really hoping it works out well. I just don't have high hopes right now. So for you guys watching on YouTube or Twitch, you guys can see the link down in the description below. As for you listeners on audio, yeah, sorry about your bad. You'll have to Google Halo Infinite Esports. No way for us to show you that video, but you should be able to look it up on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com/ReTek Reviews and find this video, I'll have the link posted below. The last story for the day, Starcraft Ghost footage has leaked. Now, I didn't know about Starcraft Ghost until you mentioned it to me, so why don't you?
Yeah, so Starcraft Ghost was a project from early 2000s that was essentially a first-person shooter that used the character Nova / Ghost, who was a Terran, and kind of had a single-player story for her. It was
So use the lore from StarCraft.
Yes, it basically took her character and the lore from StarCraft 1, and Blizzard planned on making a first-person shooter out of it. It had been put on hold for numerous times, and then in 2014, it was officially announced to be canceled by Mike Morhaime. And no one has heard anything about it since, until this past weekend, when someone somehow pulled a build of it off of I think a dev kit original Xbox, and posted all kinds of footage, screenshots, everything from the game, which obviously was taken down. But yeah,
It wasn't taken down. It's still on Twitter. I just went to his Twitter page. It's still up there.
Okay. Well, the image stuff, I believe the video has been pulled. It's been pulled up and pulled down and put up numerous times. It could be on YouTube in 5 minutes and then down 10 minutes.
So this story comes from Joseph Noop over at IGN. According to Andrew Borman at Borman18 on Twitter, he posted the images of Starcraft Ghost. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me a lot of Republic Commando.
Yeah, I can see it. I mean, that'd be about the same time.
So, get through all these images. I mean, there's not that much. I mean, other than you can see some of the characters from StarCraft universe, obviously.
Yeah, the gameplay, from what I saw a while ago, it actually kind of reminded me a lot of that Aliens Colonial Marines.
Yeah.
Just in the it's a lot of, obviously you're fighting Zerg, so it's a lot of bunch of skirting around aliens and such. But yeah, it's kind of a weird thing out of nowhere.
It's a very weird thing to come up.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard of industry journalists who actually played this game at trade shows. Hello. And yeah, like, it was in a playable state and everything.
Putting up with that, he'll keep bringing it back. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it could have been a great game. I wonder why it continuously was canceled.
I don't know. Figure out a.
Back.
Oh, absolutely. Days? I mean, that was at the peak of, Brood War days for competitive. I think they were, obviously they probably had some notions of StarCraft 2 in the pipeline, and they probably wanted to focus on the multiplayer aspect of it. They very well could have taken some ideas from this, and because StarCraft 2 was the first one to kind of...
Listen, buddy, get off my...
It was the first one to kind of have like the hero unit thing, missions where you can control a single unit. So I wouldn't be surprised if they took some mission structures from Ghost and implemented them into StarCraft 2.
So according to this article, StarCraft Ghost was announced in 2002. It was going to originally launch on the PlayStation 2, Xbox, and GameCube. And that's a throwback. 2002. We were in, what, 5th grade or something?
Mm-hmm.
Blizzard first worked with developer Nihilistic Software, then later Swing and Ape Studios. That sounds familiar. What else did they do? Swing and Ape Studios. I've heard that name somewhere. After several delays in development, the game was put on an indefinite hold in 2006. So 4 years after it was announced,
Sounds about right.
it was officially canceled in 2014. So,
well, it was confirmed. I think people had assumed that it had been canceled for a while, but
8 years later, it was finally officially canceled. Well, that's definitely interesting. I mean, sad to see footage show up of a game it looked like it was pretty close to being, just needs a little polishing. So it was close to being done.
Yeah, like I said, people had played it. It was playable.
I hate seeing games canceled. I hate
it. Sometimes just don't shake out. Remember Titan? Project Titan? Blizzard's. It
turned into Overwatch, didn't
it? Yeah, they took stuff from that and turned it into
see
Overwatch.
What else this Swing and Ape Studios did, because that name sounds super familiar. I wonder if they're still around.
Probably not. There's a lot of studios that aren't around anymore. They might be owned by someone else.
There's new video games.
New Metal Arms. Yeah.
Glitch in the system. Swing and Ape Studios is... Yeah, it doesn't even say... They don't even have a Wikipedia page, so they're not around anymore. They're Metal Arms and Swing or Starcraft Ghost. Huh. Well, there's an article from Giant Bomb. No information about it, but they only got 2 games, so it's unfortunate, but definitely cool to see a relic like that pop up in the wild on Twitter these days. I wish I would have seen the gameplay video. Was it slow paced?
If you search for it, you'll probably find it eventually.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and look and see if we can. So trailers and releases. Hunt Showdown has finally officially been released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. I actually did a review on that game a couple months ago.
Was it in early access before? Again, until recently on PC?
On PC, it released. Well, let me see when I did the review, because it released a week before.
Okay.
Officially released on PC a week
Okay,
before.
I didn't know if it had just officially
in September.
And then okay, so it's been out for a while.
Yeah, so September officially released. It's been on Xbox Early Access since then, but it is officially released on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One this week. So if you're a fan of Hunt Showdown or 4v1,
yeah. For those of you who don't know, it's a kind of Left 4 Dead mixed with Battle Royale, mixed with DayZ kind of thing.
Mixed with what was the game where you hunted monsters?
Evolve. Yeah. It's kind of a mishmash of all kinds of games, but yeah, it's basically a battle royale where you're competing with other teams to hunt
monsters and escape. It's a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
It's interesting. I've been meaning to check it out.
There are some things I didn't like about it. But yeah, it's available now. So if you're interested, head over to your PlayStation 4 or Xbox One store, purchase it, check it out.
Or Steam.
Or Steam if you want to buy it on a PC. Most PC probably already have though.
I don't.
Warface is out now on Nintendo Switch. The free-to-play shooter has been released on Nintendo Switch along with a huge content update, which is now also not on PC. Deliver Us the Moon. This game
What is that?
It is a sci-fi space opera in a sort of way. Basically, it takes place in a post-apocalyptic Earth where the nations have banded together to create a space agency to go to the moon and extract helium-3 gas from it to replenish
A space force.
Yeah, a space force. Yeah. And things go terribly wrong while you're up there.
As they do.
They always go bad in space. Why is it always things always go bad in space?
Space is dangerous, man. We shouldn't be up there.
Not fair. All right. Some of us want to explore space without getting sucked into the vacuum.
It's bad news.
But that has got an official release date on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One of April 24th. It is currently out on PC. So if you guys want to check it out on Steam or GOG, it is out on PC, or you'll have to wait till April 24th to get it on PlayStation and Xbox One. It's also coming to Nintendo Switch, but it's not going to be out till the summer of 2020. No Man's Sky, the game that just refuses to die. Game refuses to die. It's got another huge content update called Living Ships.
This one actually looks kind of interesting. If I were to get into No Man's Sky, it would probably be now.
Now, so
This
No
looks
Man's
like
Sky
Farscape.
is multiplayer now.
It is.
So this is the trailer for No Man's Sky.
I've seen things. A few things before. Left the sun and moon behind.
Look at that shit. That thing looks sweet.
Galaxies waiting to be found. Planets
What is
rich
that?
in resources.
That is interesting.
Battles to be fought.
Only the story of No Man's Sky is interesting.
Treasures unknown. A universe you wouldn't believe.
I got that shit taken back right there.
So is it basically just like skins for your ship?
Models for your ship. Basically, I don't know. I don't know how it works. I haven't jumped into
some
play
kind
it
of
yet.
story content.
I doubt they added
Presumably.
story content. There wasn't much of a story to begin with in No
It
Man's
seems
Sky.
kind of weird to just put out a model pack.
Yeah,
And for a game that
there wasn't.
needs some meat.
There wasn't much story to No Man's Sky. It's mostly about.
I mean, it's very
exploring,
it's very exploration heavy.
which is fun, but the story's terrible, and I don't know if there's any background to these living ships or not. I haven't jumped in to play this yet.
Like I assume this is free.
Yeah, all their content's free nowadays. But it looks cool. I'm kind of interested.
Yeah, I'm digging the designs.
I just can't get myself to play No Man's Sky and explore for weeks. I mean, they definitely up the procedural generation of the planets because they are definitely.
I know that was kind of one of the main complaints people had initially
Right.
was they all just kind of looked the same.
Yeah, and they've definitely fixed that issue. It's just it after you go to 6 different planets.
Sure.
There's not much to do. I mean, I built a house, explored a couple planets,
Start a
but
family.
yeah, I mated with some flying snake looking thing.
As you do.
should see my kid. Crazy. No, but I mean, it looks cool. I have to jump in and try it out to see if there's more content. I just doubt it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it looks cool. Let's see here. What else? Also, NVIDIA has announced a 2080 Ti Cyberpunk 2077 edition graphics card.
Yeah, for some reason.
So, first thought was this would only be cool if you're building a Cyber 27. No.
Yeah, like, I mean, I would throw it in my build. It needs more, like, circuit boards and, I don't know, weird doodads on it. It doesn't look very cyberpunky other than the color.
This is one of those graphics cards that NVIDIA releases that is so niche or ugly or different. Not something.
I mean, it's not for people that are all about, themed builds necessarily.
And it'd be a damn shame for somebody to throw this into a pre-built machine.
Or a machine that it doesn't have
a
window or anything.
Right. I mean, it would be. This deserves to be on a shelf somewhere.
I think it belongs in a computer of some variety.
Right.
I said, if I had one, I would throw it in my machine because it is a 2080 Ti, which right now is the most powerful.
Right.
Well, you can get into weird industry cards.
It's the most powerful
consumer card that you can buy right now. Except you cannot buy this one.
Right. So
you can only win it.
It's only available in a giveaway that NVIDIA is running right now.
And only 200 are being made.
You can't buy it. You can only win it. And the chances of somebody winning it that has a system to show that off is slim to none. It's just shame. Shame.
I mean, I would think that anybody actually entering this would want to either just purely display it, resell it, or put it in a machine,
or just don't care what.
I mean, if I even though my build is white and
it would look good.
It has multiple. It has the ability to change colors, so I could make it work for mine.
It would look all right. Yours,
yeah.
Mine, no. It would have to sit on the shelf and look pretty.
Yeah, you went heavy in the red direction.
For you guys that don't know, my PC is complete red and black.
Yeah.
That's it. So a lime yellow graphics card would look terrible.
Goofy.
And I have a big glass window. You can see everything. So I can't hide it. It bothers me that you can't buy it. And that it's just such a off color that it's just not going to... Because that card deserves to be in a machine that matches it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's just a color that most people don't have.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what else they could have done to fix that issue. But... I mean, I don't know what other color they would have made.
I think what bugs me the most about it is, they teased this card last week, I believe.
Yeah, and I saw it on Twitter.
And I was actually kind of expecting, because the, what is it? The the graphics card event is coming up at the end of March, I believe. I can't remember the acronym for it, but it's where allegedly NVIDIA will be unveiling their new cards.
Oh,
it's graphics something or other.
I got it.
GTC, I believe, right?
It's yeah, the technology conference.
Yeah, graphics technology. Yeah, so presumably NVIDIA will be unveiling their next round of cards there. And with Cyberpunk being delayed now into September, presumably a couple months after these cards will be released, I assume that this would be a special edition of that generation of card.
Yeah,
which I think would have been way better. Would have been a way better tie-in. Because, I mean, sure, people are hyped up for Cyberpunk right now, but, I mean, it's just kind of a random thing.
I mean, maybe that's why they're not selling it then.
Could be. We could very well see a...
Because they probably charge close to $1,000 for it.
Yeah, we could very well see a 3080 Ti version of this card.
Right.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Never know.
Maybe. It's possible. Unlikely, but possible. Yeah, I mean, that's all I have for this week. Do you have anything you want to... Oh.
No, it's kind of a slow news week right now.
A slow year with everything getting delayed.
It is. We're about to head into big flurry of game releases. We got Final Fantasy VII
In April.
That's March.
Push back.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It did get delayed.
April 14th or something. I mean, the next game that's coming out is Doom Eternal in March 20th.
Neo 2's March 13th.
Oh, okay. Neo.
Doom Eternal.
MLB 20.
March and April are big months. We got Resident Evil 3. Gears Tactics, which I'm excited for.
That's the mobile phone game, right?
No, that's the XCOM Gears game that they announced, which I'm excited to check that out.
That's right. Yeah, I did see that.
Looks interesting.
Yeah, I mean, but so far this year it's been kind of slow.
Yeah.
But it's also only February 20th, so.
And Last of Us 2 will be April. So. And then we'll roll in E3 and figure out.
Last of Us is late, isn't it?
No, it was supposed to come out last month. Or this month.
All these delays, it's hard to keep track of.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we got a couple of releases come up, and then we'll see what happens with. And hopefully we'll get whiff of some. There's obviously been tons of leaks, but hopefully we'll get some real details on new hardware.
hopefully a Call of Duty Battle Royale mode.
Yeah.
Shortly.
There was some talk that was supposed to be coming out this week. Some people did some weird math and thought that it was going to be coming out with the patch this week, but obviously that did not happen.
Yeah, it's
so I think season 3 will be
this weekend.
I think they're just going to hold on to it for season 3.
Oh, I don't think so. I don't think they would have put the classified mode in the game if they were going to hold on to it. I don't think they would have done that.
Oh.
I guess we'll find out, but I don't think they would have done that if they were planning on waiting.
I mean, how long
2
does
months?
season 2 go
Another
for?
60 some days.
Okay,
2 months.
It seems like it'd be a weird thing to drop in the middle of a season, though.
Oh, maybe for like a double tier pass thing. I don't know. Too early to tell.
We'll see.
But yep. So for all of you watching on YouTube, all the links for everything we talked about today are down below, so you can check those out. Also, all of our links to social media are up here at the top, as well as in the links below. Don't have your social media. We stream.
I do stream. I do have a Twitch. Twitch.tv/PimpFlipperJr. I don't. We'll put a link somewhere.
When do you usually stream?
Kind of whenever. I'm trying to do it at least once a weekend. So
Once a weekend.
yeah.
Okay. So yeah,
We'll see.
Twitch.tv.
We'll see once work stabilizes a little bit.
Twitch.tv/ChimpFlipperJr. As always, you can find me on Twitch pretty much.
You're always
3,
doing
4,
something.
5 times a week. Hopefully, this podcast will continue next week. I had a good time. I appreciate you hanging out tonight.
No problem.
Short
Anytime.
notice and all. I know I appreciate it. But yeah, so make sure you guys follow all of our social media. Make sure you go check out the merch store at twitch.tv. Sorry, not twitch.tv. ReTek
No, Twitch
Reviews.
does not sell.
Well, you can go to twitch.tv/ReTek
true,
Reviews
you
and
can.
type ! merch in the chat. But ReTekReviews.com/merch. Check out our merch. Follow us on Spotify if you are not wanting to watch us on YouTube. But
Speak for yourself.
but appreciate everybody hanging out today. And we will see you guys next week for episode 4. Adios.